And that is how you beat adventure on insane. First things first, you gotta dig out the leaf store that is underground, and you're also going to get yourself 3 workers. This level has made me lose my marbles. Add 3 leaf stores right next to the chamber and have your 3 workers go and take care of that. Oh, also build a refuse chamber. Before we take on the whip spider, we're going to have 7 workers and a separate chamber of 2 workers. Your 2 squads of 7 are going to take on the whip spider while your 2 are going to hang around in the nursery. Just remember to get the whip spider out in the open so you can surround them. Now that the whip spider is dead, you want to open up the surface and also create a more permanent leaf store near the entrance. We're just going to make 3 tiles just to start off with. What you're going to want to do is you're going to go to the bottom right of your nest, turn off your fighting, and send your 2 groups of 7 out there. You're just wanting to get a little bit of leaf to kickstart your economy. If the row beetles start grouping up outside your nest like that, just have them go back inside and wait for the other row beetles to calm down and stay away. This is the part of the level where you want to start praying to RNGesus, because it is completely up to him whether or not these row beetles screw you. Same with the leaf cutters. Now, I'm not saying you have to have godlike RNG in order to beat this level. I'm just saying the RNG will make you want to scream. What we're going to do is we're going to expand our leaf stores just a bit, and we're going to upgrade them to level 2. What you're going to want to do is at a certain point, once you have a bit of food to be able to fight back, you'll want to take your 2 groups of 7 and start taking out some of the row beetles. Again, this part is RNG, whether or not these row beetles decide to help these ones. If they stay over there, this is easy. If they don't stay over there, it's going to make you want to smash your keyboard into a million pieces. Not that I would know or anything. Not at all like I've tried to chuck my keyboard at a bird. Totally not. And then we're going to start expanding our worker counts while we start gathering all the sweet leaf we have available to us now. Once you've taken out the 3 row beetles to the right, just take out the ones to the left whenever they get in the way. Now, the ones to the north are going to be a bit more annoying in my personal opinion. You're going to want to take out one of the 1 stars, try and get them in as small a group as possible, and take out one of the 1 stars. See, once we take out one of these row beetles, this will give us a boost to our attack damage. And then once we have that buff, we are basically unstoppable against these creatures. See, they just go down so much easier. We're just going to keep on expanding our army and our refuse chambers. Trust me, we need to keep our refuse chambers in tip-top shape. Now that we're getting our worker counts really high up there, what we're going to do is we're going to create a 3rd group of workers, and this is going to be a non-combat leaf gathering group, all right? We're just going to take 3 for now, and then we're going to expand on it later when we get more resources available to us. All right, right now we're starting to challenge the velvet worms up here. We have 2 full groups of workers and then 1 group of 3 workers ready to aid our economy. We're now just starting to get the medias, and the enemy leaf cutter is finishing off the last bit of leaf they have access to. We are not going to challenge this, and after we have taken care of these velvet worms, what we are going to do is we are just going to hold the line down here. Do not go up this ramp at all. If you go up this ramp, it'll aggro the group of ants that they keep holding right about here. Now, eventually they will attack us. Sometimes they won't. That's what I found in some of my test runs. However, most of the time they will, and this just delays them a little bit so you can do more damage. Oh, apparently this game, they decided to not even really hold up top. They decided to come down right away. That is fine. Oh, no, they did decide to cluster up near the top, just in a bit of a closer spot. Okay, then. So yeah, we do not want to go past this area, okay? We do not want to lure this group down here. The extra medias will not help. At the point of them attacking, we had 2 full groups of workers, a group of 7 workers, and a group of 7 medias, all right? We are going to invest all of our spare food into the workers so we can keep our economy growing at least a little bit and secure some food reinforcements. while we're engaging the leaf cutters. And we are going to grow our media counts a bit because as great as the 7 we have are, they just aren't enough for when they decide to charge. Oh yeah, here, they decided to charge. Okay, it's happening. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to pull back our army group a bit because as great as they're handling that front line, it's just not enough firepower. We're just going to lose a lot more soldiers that we can handle currently. What I want to do is kind of split them off a little bit. There we go. They're starting to split up. Now we can do some actual damage. We're going to want to choose taunt majors for when we are in a position to be able to take advantage of that. Again, the whole goal is to just starve out the enemy colony. Become such a nuisance that they can't gather much leaf. All right, we're going to halt our production at 12 medias. All right, that should be plenty of soldiers to be able to keep us in the fight, and we also need to think about reinforcements. So now what we are going to do is literally just hold this line, keep the pressure on. All right? They shall not pass. Oh, keep an eye out for their majors. Oh, yep, here comes the majors. Okay, everyone underground. Everyone underground now. Bring the workers back. Actually, we're going to put them in the nursery group because we are short a few soldiers, so we need to get some more eggs out. All right, the regular soldiers are pulling back, which means our majors can do what they do best, or our soldiers can do what they do best, and fight these majors back. And we are completely out of food, which is unfortunate. Can we hold on off? No, we cannot. Food is getting a little bit low, so let's send one of our worker groups out to gather some leaf. Oh, and they're going back underground. We have done so much damage that now they cannot sustain their assault. Perfect. I see this as a complete win. Oh, here come the majors. All right, everyone underground. Everyone underground now. We will need to hold our line against... Oh, it looks like the majors aren't coming towards us. Ah, it looks like they changed their mind. Let's try and steal one of them. Well, while they're retreating... Oh, no, they're pushing again. Okay, this is just weird. Make up your mind, will ya? Oh, one of their majors died from the refuse poisoning. Oh, I love it. That is one of the best things to see. Inside of our nest, they will be slow to trickle in, which means we will have a distinct advantage. As you can see, we're starting to put a dent in their numbers. Even though they are better than us, we are smarter than them. Well, slightly smarter. Oh, and their army has decided to go and try and gather leaf while we're busy with their elites. We're going to go back up to the surface and show them that was a terrible mistake. We are just as strong as they are, if not stronger. Okay, this is probably going to get a little bit messy, but we need to push up and really stop these ants from bringing back any leaf. Preferable. Oh, good. The majors are turning back. Ooh, that was going to get real ugly real fast if they didn't turn around. Like I said, we're just trying to starve them out as best we can. And it is so nice of the enemy leaf cutters to just bring food right to our front door. In fact, I'm going to add a few more medias. And it seems like we can harvest in relative peace for the next 5 minutes. Never mind. Never mind. Whatever, we'll get a few of our ants over there to start gathering or dying to the velvet worm. That's also an option. Oh, they retreated. Haha. Smart of them. Let's just go over here, finish harvesting that, and hopefully these troublemakers will just leave us alone for at least 5 minutes. All right, now we're going to start creating our major chambers. Where are you going? That's right, that's what I thought. Get out of here. All right, we're going to keep an eye on the trap jaws to the north. The leaf cutters are still a problem. However, they have been severely neutered. Just keep an eye on them and also on the trap jaws to the north. We're just going to have 3 majors for right now. That should be plenty of firepower for the moment. We have increased our major count to 7. In fact, relatively soon, it might be a good idea to just challenge the trap jaws. They're going to be attacking relatively soon, and we are in a pretty strong position. However, I'm going to finish off my chamber of medias, and then I think I'll start challenging them. All right, we have gathered a respectable amount of leaves for our army. So what we're going to do is the same strategy. We are going to starve out the trap jaws. just kind of keep them on the back foot and just gather outside of their nest, all right? They get infinitely spawning amount of very little food. So if we can deny them access to that, well, then we'll win. However, if they are starting to overwhelm you, you may want to consider pulling back for a minute, letting your army regroup. And we have our first upgrade for the majors. We can either do durable or shockproof. Choose shockproof. It will be essential for when you're going against the Ubers. Our egg counts are getting a bit low, so we're going to send one of our worker groups back into the nest so that way we can have plenty of eggs to use. Oh, our food is getting a bit low, so we're going to have to get our offensive stalled a little bit. Right now, the Trapjaws have decided it is a good idea to raid our nest. However, they will learn that that is a horrible idea. Like, they gotta be low on food soon, right? Right? Please tell me I'm right. Really, the leafcutters have decided to join in on the fun. I thought you were dealt with, but apparently not. All right, we got our second major upgrade. What we're going to use is we're going to use Sharp, all right? Trust me, against those Ubers, Sharp is going to be the way to go. It'll reflect all their incredible damage back to them. And we need some food, so we're going to harvest all the leaf that's right outside the Trapjaw's nest. Because boy, do we need it. And at the same time, we're going to try and deny them any more access to food. Their Trapjaws aren't really coming outside of their nest, so let's go take a peek inside. And as I suspected, they are completely out of food, and they barely have any ants left. They did a bit more damage than I was expecting. However, it is fine as we have triumphed. And now we're going to pillage their nest because apparently their larvae are just going to turn into leaves. How does that work? I don't know, but we have ants that steal DNA, so I'm not going to question it too much. And with the Trapjaws being dead, we now have access to the floodplains, which is a tasty amount of leaf. And we also have the leaf cutters challenging us and apparently turning away at the last moment. And that actually did get me a little bit. I thought they weren't going to turn around. However, we will need a bit of food before we can challenge them. So we're just going to try and steal as much as we can from the Trapjaws. I think we need a few more majors before we can challenge the leaf cutters. Oh, looks like the leaf cutters did want to fight a little bit. It's fine. Less soldiers for them defending their nest. So tell me, do you think a full chamber of majors is going to be enough? Yeah, me neither. That's why I've opened up another chamber. So now that the Trapjaw nest has been picked clean, we're going to finish off the leaf cutters. Then there will be no more attacks on my nest aside from the ones that I create. Oh yeah, their nest is wide open. They don't stand a chance. And there we go. Just like that, we have secured both ant colonies. And now nothing will attack us aside from what we aggravate. Certain creatures like the Southern Rise down here and the army ants will attack your nest if they are provoked. Also, the infested nests will attack you. Word of advice when you're gathering from the floodplains, keep an eye out for when it floods. And when it does, just wait a bit and then have your ants go in. And when most of them are on their way back to the nest with all the leaf, you just hold back right here and wait for it to flood again. It's got a relatively short cycle, and it's just a bit silly to lose ants to a flood. Yeah, it's slower, but this way you won't waste any food. All right, just a recap of what is going on with my nest. I have 2 full groups of majors and 1 of medias. That is going to be my fighting group. All the workers from before will just stay inside the nest or be used as lures. We have our leaf chamber fully upgraded, we have our refuse chamber fully upgraded, and we are upgrading one of the majors to level 2. Or should I say one of the major chambers to level 2. We're going to start working on the Southern Rise creatures by sending our royal workers to lure these road beetle larvae to our nest. In our combat group is just the 1 media group and then 2 majors. By staying inside of our nest, we make it so that way we do not have to travel that far for our reinforcements, and also so that way they trickle in slowly so we can surround them. Second first, same as the first. Right now we're going to lure the army ants to our door. They will keep spawning until all 360 have spawned, and they will charge right to your nest. We have 600 food, I believe this should be enough since they will be trickling slowly, so they will have a tough time getting their flash buff ready. It's like a sea of ants coming to our, well, nest. I'm not going to lie, if I wasn't so confident, I'd be shitting my pants right now. Because holy crap, that's a lot of them. This is what you would call a metric fuck ton. But luckily, our ants are very capable of handling it. Did I say very capable? I mean barely capable. Oh my god, I did not realize it would burn through so much food. And this is the price of overconfidence. Wait, I just realized Royal Guard has been summoned. What? When did I have Royal Guard? I didn't know I had Royal Guard. I literally just stopped the recording being like, well, that's GG. There's no way I can come back from this. I didn't even know I had Royal Guard. Oh my good lord. I actually stopped my recording because I thought I was toast. Let this be a lesson to you, kids. Don't get overconfident. It'll bite you in the ass hard. We literally got Royal Decree from the army ants. Talk about luck of the Irish, holy shit. I know I haven't been showing much of these fights because they're all pretty straightforward and simple. Just charge them aside from the Southern Rise and the army ants. You know, those ones you want to lure inside of your nest with a group of workers. But the other ones, it's just charge them and then steal the food that they're guarding. Not too interesting. Just upgrade your majors to level 3 whenever you can, and the rest of the food's just going to go to your medias till they're level 3, and then that's it. You're done. Just stockpile food for reinforcements. Honestly, once you've taken care of the other ant colonies, this level's kind of a joke. However, beating the ant colonies is no joke. All right, we have the last group of enemies, and that is the praying mantis hit squad. We're luring them back into our nest, and then we take on the infested nest. Whoops, my bad. I completely forgot about the underground creatures. Gotta take care of them, and then we get the infested nest. And also, we want to gather up all the leaf that's left above ground. Okay, now that we've secured the entire map, now what we're going to do is we're just going to camp the entrance of our nest, send our 7 workers into the infested nest to lure them out and to their death. The Uber Bush Cricket has invaded our nest. Now, I'm not going to lie. The Bush Cricket and the Whip Spider are probably the 2 Ubers I am most terrified of, just because of that AoE. Don't get me wrong. The Velvet Worm is also a significant threat. However, I don't think it's nearly as bad as the Bush Cricket and the Whip Spider. The Whip Spider, I think, is the worst one, but the Bush Cricket is not far behind. It has taken away about 1,000 of my food, and it is finally dead. We were at about 2,800 food, and now we're at 1,600. That's a lot. Now here comes the Whip Spider. It's got stun too, and if you ever watch one of my free play streams, you should totally do that, by the way, then you'll know how I feel about Harvestman's stuns. When you combine incredible stun with incredible AoE, means I hate it with a burning passion. Okay, I guess the Bush Cricket was a worse threat because we did not lose nearly as much food as we did with the Bush Cricket. Although that being said, a lot of our troops are low level or low health. Time to get the Velvet Worm. And here comes the Velvet Worm. The Velvet Worm will do a lot of damage for a very short amount of time. It has no health, but that glue is super effective at killing stuff. All that's left now is the Praying Mantis Uber. Now we have about 400 food. If you want to and think you don't have enough food, at any point in this level, what you could do is delete one of your workers, probably even 2 of your worker chambers. And if that still isn't enough, what I would suggest is lowering the level of your medias. Your majors are going to be your huge ticket item. Do not touch your majors, touch the workers, then the media, and if you really, really have to still, that's when you start on upgrading the majors, but make sure you have at least 1 chamber of workers just to keep them in the fight. And here comes the final boss. Now, it's only a 2-star, so it's not too deadly. By the way, it would probably be better if we didn't have medias, since praying mantises apparently can't regenerate health with majors. I guess majors can't be picked up, but it's not too big of an issue. It only slows us down a little bit. They don't do that much damage, and especially not food damage. I think the praying mantis didn't even cost us 100 food to kill. And that is how you beat adventure on insane. Like and subscribe for more.